That might be a future All-Star someday. Such dedication by practicing without a hoop. The Wyoming All-Stars versus South Dakota. This game being played in Gillette. First half, Wyoming wearing the gold and down in a 5-0 hole. Levi Peterson of Moorcroft made his only contribution of the game early on. That three would get rid of the 0 on the scoreboard as he and his teammates are down 5-3. The opposition, though, was not about ready to squander their lead. Tanner Heiser of Watertown misses the three, but he collects his own miss, and watch the assist to Connor Shaw of T-Area. That's how you execute a backup plan. The visitors would go up by a score of 7-3. Now Heiser himself got his plays in as well, such as this one, which he'll deal with himself. He led all scorers with 25 points, and that too would give South Dakota a 9-3 advantage. The home team, though, was hanging around in the early goings. Logan Wasson of Gillette playing one last game on his home court, and he knows where the sweet spot is. 13 points for the Camel, and his team would eventually close the deficit to just 1 point. It's 9-8. But they would not get any closer, and the visitors did what they do best right here. Ian Barse of Rapid City Central will provide an illustration on this three, and you'll see a lot of those in these highlights. South Dakota leads 12-8. The Northeast neighbors definitely had the better moves in this contest. Nice finish by Brett Bennett of Rapid City Stevens for 2 of his 14, and the score is now doubled up at 16-8. And things would get a lot worse for Wyoming before they got better. Bennett is firing from long range, and he'll get a few friendly bounces and the three. The lead is in double digits with the score at 27-14. This game was played with 2 20-minute halves, and we're still in the first half. We just changed camera angles. Here's Tyler Luce of Laramie putting on a few moves, and he'll get rewarded with one more for his efforts. The Plainsman missed the game in Spearfish due to graduation, but he made up for it with 19 points, but his team is still down 27-16. South Dakota would keep their distance, and by that I mean long distance. Heiser again for 3. He and his teammates did not miss many. The scoreboard reads 31-18. Wyoming made a few themselves. Here's Xavier Webb of Riverton introducing himself to the highlight reel. He did his job with 14, but his team still trails 34-21. But every time the home team made a move, the visitors countered. Shaw is hiding behind the crowd, but we saw him throw up that 3, and we knew who it was. He poured in 15, and now it's 37-24. Although sometimes it was just too easy. Joe Cameron of White River finds a very wide open path to the hoop. It took a moment for him to get the drop, and he did. He contributed with 9, and his squad is ahead 39-24. Wyoming kept trying, though. Here's a loose ball, and Logan Birmingham of 10 Sleep is going to take off and finish on the far side. He may be from a small-town school, but he can play with the big boys. 12 points for the Pioneer. The deficit is at 10. It's 41-31. Right about now it's time for another 3-ball. And guess who? Yep, Heiser again. Talk about a momentum killer. The visitors are still on top, 44-34. And right about now is a good time to counter that 3. Let's have Webb do the honors. He was slinging them from the corner. The home team trails by 9, 46-37, which is the closest they've been in quite some time. Let's get the other Camel in here. That would be Dylan Haddix. That was not too difficult. 7 points for the big man, and it's 51-39. About 3 seconds left before halftime, and that was enough for the visitors to go the length of the court, especially if no one got back fast enough on defense. Bennett gets the lay-in ahead of the buzzer as South Dakota was in good shape going into the locker room, up 53-40. Second half, watch this play. It was flat out smart. Luce inbounds the ball off of a defender and scores easily. His team is now down 59-44. The opposition made a move to widen the lead, and that meant the home team had more work to do. Here's Jeremy Feist out of Newcastle, scoring 2 of his 8, but the deficit is at 20. The scoreboard reads 69-49. Who else have we not shown yet? Here's a fast break for the visitors, and it's Jordan Baker out of Sioux Falls Christian scoring his only 2 points of the game. South Dakota goes up 73-49 at this point, their biggest lead of the game. The home team would work on trying to make the score respectable. Webb will launch 3 and can them. His team needed about 7 more of those because they're down 73-52. Later, Heiser's back on the court, and guess what he's going to do again? Ring him up. He had a great game, and now he and his teammates lead 85-62. There's one more Wyoming player that we have not shown. That would be Seth Quayle of Riverton. Loose with a great feed, and the Wolverine will feed the hoop. 11 points for his numbers. That would make this an 85-66 contest. The home team was making a little bit of a run, even though the game was out of reach. Watson with the drive, hoop, and the hack. The three-point play would have his squad down 91-78. But this game was decided by numbers, as in numbers on the bench. South Dakota had 10 players compared to Wyoming's 8, and that made a difference. Bennett will finish things off with this three to put his team over the century mark, as the Northeast neighbors would complete the sweep, winning in Gillette 101-87.